the contemplation is a joyful contemplation. It's a joyful journey. It's not. It's full of revelation. It's full of insight. And it's like, it's like when you love someone and you think about them and you talk about them, it's always very happy. It's very happy. If whatever it is, your lover or your children or your mom or your friend, you say, oh yeah, I have to tell you about my friend, Joe, and you just, so excited. It's very happy. So when you contemplate consciousness, it's in that same way. It's very joyful. It's very important that you recognize that it's a journey of love. It's a journey of love. So it's love across the board. The journey of love and the destination of love. What's beautiful about the destination is the word destination, but the destination is what we already are. But it's still a destination. Okay. So it's a love across the board. Loving the entire journey, the entire exploration, the entire contemplation. At some point you find that this is what you love above everything else. Of course, we do things for food, shelter, and clothing. We all sort of have to cover that. We do. But then after a while, we find that our greatest passion is our love for truth. And then our food, shelter, and clothing activity starts to be permeated by that. Mm-hmm. We'll find that even in our work relationships and whatever, other, worldly situations, there's also that love. So the space of listening, the understanding, the other is yourself, it's myself. And when you are with yourself, there is peace. There's a threat. There's somebody coming at you. With yourself, as yourself. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like the love of love is what causes pain initially, because you want the love, but you don't get it from where you think you can get it, and that's what turns us on to this.
Pain or suffering in love comes from mistaking the love for the object, right, for an object.
Right.
So, when you fall in love, there is no object. In a way, it is a moment of complete forgetfulness of separation. Somehow it's a gift from God, It's God that sort of is telling you, okay, goodness, you've been like dealing with me and my life and what's going to happen to me and my house and my money and my sister and my cousin. And let me give you a break. Here is a dose of love. Zappo, you go to the supermarket, you drop something on the floor, you come to pick it up, this other person picks it up, then you look at them and you say, oh, thank you, and I don't know, you fall in love. Well, all right? Right? Who knows, right? I mean, it could be that it could happen that way, it could. And it's like at that moment, it's God just went, pow, gave you, that high voltage zap of love, right? Mm-hmm. And You forget where you are, what you are, how old you are. You forgot about, you dropped your wallet. You even forget to pick up your wallet. Forgot where you parked your car. You even think about is, uh, you can't think about anything. Actually, you're gone. You are love. Yeah, you're love. Okay. Then the mind comes in and says, "Oh, okay. I want that." Yes. Yeah. That meaning an object or an experience or something. That refers to something phenomenal. Phenomenal. So the thought comes and says, "Oh, I want that," because that's that's the source. Huh? Absolutely. You immediately separate yourself from the love. That's it. You at that moment, you separated yourself from the love. Yeah. And the unhappiness, you use a different word, the pain or whatever, suffering, comes from that. You separate yourself from the love. Love is not is boundless. It has no form, no shape, no size, or nothing. It's when you recognize love, you're recognizing yourself, your true self. You're recognizing truth. You're recognizing God. God is love. You're recognizing God. So when you love, when you are in love, you're in love with God, not with a man or woman or no. That's a story.
And then why go back into a me with ideas?
Yes.
Rather than an actual
Yes.
connected
Yeah.
living experience.
Right. This is why it's really important.
See the dynamics of where it begins and what it leads to over
and over.
and
Over and over.
And finally, why leave if you can feel what you are? Why leave it?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. And this is the exploration, actually, Jeff, is to realize that I am that. You realize that I am love. What I truly am is love. Then you can't leave it. Once you realize that, you go, I mean, once you realize that, how can you leave it? Once you realize that I am that, of course we forget. You see, we forget because the realization sometimes isn't well anchored. Let's say, okay, we forget. We go back to I need to have that. To be happy, I need that. I need to. We forget. Yes, right. It's yeah. Yeah, right. And at some point, it's especially if you're a truth lover and you're exploring, then it starts to settle.
Can you say anything about realization being well anchored?
Yeah. I just wanted to say one thing before that. I remember seeing this simulation of like two galaxies that meet. I don't know if anybody saw that. It's really marvelous to see. I saw it on YouTube or something. They meet; those two galaxies meet, and there's like some chaos. For one is chaos. Like it looks like
big mess.
It's a sort of a mess. And then after a while it sort of comes back to order. It comes back to it comes, it becomes anyways, I don't know what. Just give up. The stabilization of the understanding there is a process of stabilization in the self, in our true nature. It's not sufficient to to understand, although it's crucial, to understand that I am the open aware space, that I am consciousness, and that consciousness is wholeness, is peace, is beauty, is love, is happiness, and that consciousness is not a phenomenal event. It's a very important understanding. That's a crucial insight into reality, into truth. So, but at the feeling level, there are triggers. There are all sorts of memories, and at the body level, they get triggered. The body, at the body level, there are residues of the old tendencies. The body still remembers being a person and will express itself from the person's point of view, will feel like a person, and although there is the understanding that I am the aware presence, there will be me sensations that will arise. And because sensations are they're very close to us, they're very close to us, they're occur right here within at the body level. They get our attention big time. So there is a whole there is a journey of exploration at the body level that it's important to undertake. It's important to people work with it in different ways. Some it's very easy for them to sort of release at the body level, and there is the energetic shift at the body level goes from the contraction to the relaxation. At the bulk of the stabilization of your understanding, where you never you don't leave the love and the beauty and the peace and the tranquility. that process requires a certain release and dissolution of the residues of the memories of the me memories, the me sensations. These need to also be released, and there are various means that we do sometimes during the satsangs. I go through some of these body awareness exercises. It's important that you practice them. Everything that occurs at the body level occurs in the open space. It arises in the open space. But when it arises, it fills the entire space as if there is, the impression is that there is no space. But as you do those body awareness exercises, more and more you will notice that they are just events, big events arising in space, and then they will start to appear to you as smaller and smaller events. It's not that the events are changing, it's that stabilization is occurring. The stabilization in presence and as awareness is occurring. It's an inevitable process, and it's just a matter of getting to it faster or not. And it's important to do it with love, to do these. It's not about fixing anything or attaining anything, because that still feeds the separate self. It's really, it's just an interest. It's an interest. And it's a revelation. We're basically noticing the space of presence. That's all. It's noticing the space of presence at the body level. That's all. Yeah. So we started for, okay. So maybe we could do that.